Hello gems, my name is Bushnell. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stay long enough to subscribe. I talk about femininity, personal development, and mindset. If you're already part of the tribe, darling, welcome back. On this video, we're going to be talking about getting out of flight, fight, and freeze mode. And so I have just a few pointers to share. The first one is realizing that God is your source. And what do I mean by this? When we look at Psalms 23, we see David portraying that he is dependent on God, just like the way sheep are dependent on their shepherd to guide them, to lead them, to fight for them, to provide for them. And if you've ever seen sheep, you'd understand that sheep are very dumb animal, and that's what God likens us to. Without Christ, we don't really know what we're doing. We are dependent on Him. And there needs to be an understanding of God as the great I am. If you need Him as a protector, if you need Him as a provider, if you need Him as a friend, He's the great I am and can fill all those boxes. Yes? And so one thing I kept on telling myself for a while now is that we are limited beings. God created us as human beings to be limited in the sense that we can't exist outside of dependence on God. God has created us to depend on Him. You know, there's only so much that we can do, and God in His mercy works through us to be able to do certain things, right? And just like the word says, in our weakness He is strong. So when you need that deal to close, when you need things to go like ABC, that's when God steps in, right? And so our weaknesses, us not knowing how to do something, is proof that we need God to do it. And people ask me how I do not get stage fright. It's because when you're nervous, it's a reminder that you need God to be able to step on stage. So when I'm nervous, I just remember, this is not me doing, this is not because of my talent, but it's by the empowerment of God that I'm able to step up on that stage. So you have to get rid of this dependence on yourself to make things work, dependence on yourself to have that future that you want, dependence on others to have that future that you want. I remember the other day my brother told me, you don't have any godfather to make sure you have a job after school, to make sure you get that perfect job. You have to put in the work. But you know what I do have is God who's already ahead of me, and it's a matter of aligning with His will for my life. Which will take me to point number 2, which is take responsibility of your roles. Now, that looks like acknowledging your season. So in this season that you're in right now, are you supposed to be a studious student? Are you supposed to be working on your small business? Has God called you to be serving in church? Has God called you to be an amazing daughter or sibling or mom, whatever that may be? Stop fantasizing and wanting to get out of this season and romanticizing another season. Instead, start aligning to who God has called you to be at this season, at this moment. And so start taking responsibility of your roles by also defining your goals. Have well-defined goals, like I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And so once you do that, have well-outlined goals, like it says in Habakkuk, writing down your vision, write down steps to get there. So I'll go to this event, I will meet with these people, I will start this product, I will set up this website, I will talk to so and so that I can, as I work towards achieving that step. And sometimes it's just knowing one step at a time. Sometimes the Lord will reveal to you only one step. He'll tell you just start moving, and you don't know what's next, what might be next. But trusting and leaning on God is very key and essential. And lately I've been seeing so many Instagram reels of people sharing how business really needs you to be intimate with God, having your own business, because He is the CEO and you're just a partner in this. And so He will tell you how to run things. And that has been true in my own small business. So having well-defined goals and steps together. And then you need accountability, because you might have the vision, you might have the dreams, the Lord might reveal it to you, but you stay in freeze mode, you're not doing anything, right? But then you might be those people who not only have the vision, but you write down steps to get there. You know people who can help you get there, but today you're doing it, tomorrow you're not, the next month you're doing it, the next month you're not. And so you need accountability, somebody to hold you accountable. You can also hold yourself accountable, and this is something I learned in therapy, and also something I've adopted to do through one of the Mel Robbins training that I did earlier this year. And one of the things I set up to do for 6 months straight and hold myself accountable was being able to meditate on verses every day for 6 months straight. And when I couldn't, I write it there. When I did, it's all recorded, and how I held myself accountable to that. So there were resources that she provided that you could use to hold yourself accountable. And it was such a beautiful training. If I get it, I will link it on the description box below, because it's something that helps you, like if you're feeling stagnant in a space you are in, if you know you could be more but are not doing more, you're not achieving it, you're not seeing that more that you know you could do. So I'll definitely link that. If I get it, I will get it. The third thing is being disciplined. So this looks like something I say a lot. I'm probably a broken record by now, and that is planning your day. Plan your day. You can have a planner on your phone or buy a hard copy planner and set out, these are the things I want to accomplish and do today or tomorrow, or etc. And even plan your week, like planning your clothes, your outfits of the week, like I'll wear this depending on how the weather looks, and just, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? And then also have in mind that there's time for everything. That's what the Bible says. But also just literally put up time for everything. Like in the morning from 10 to 11, I know I'll be, commuting, or I know I'll be reading a book, or I know I'll be having brunch. Like put specific times to it, right? So that you're not just floating and life is just happening to you, but instead you understand that you need to show up for your day and show up for who you're becoming and the person God has called you to be. So I'll close with this. Go and read Psalms chapter 90 verse 12. In fact, meditate on it, where it talks about David asking the Lord to reveal to him the brevity of his life so that he may live in wisdom. So meditate on that so that you're able to understand that. Don't be so selfish to think that this life is you're promised tomorrow, that you can plan to do it the next day, that you can afford to procrastinate, and that you can do it alone. Those are things that you can't afford to do. And so with that, I hope you're able to get out of your flight, fight, or freeze mode. And let me know what you think on the comment section.